alaikum. My name is Zakir, student of MLT 8th semester. Today my presentation is about typical mycobacteria. As we all know, typical mycobacteria have four types: Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Mycobacterium leprae, Mycobacterium bovis, and Mycobacterium arficinum. Now we have to study about the morphology of Mycobacterium. The morphology is the mycobacteria are the rod-shaped aerobic bacteria that do not form spores, although they do not stain readily. Once stained, then resist decolorization by acid or alcohol and are therefore called acid-fast bacilli. As you all know that we study about it, and in this morphology we have know that there is no spore forming. Now we have to study about the transmission, how it transmits from one person to another person through airborne droplets called droplets nuclei, while coughing and sneezing from one person to another with close contact. So if a person have a mycobacterium, and when he sneezes, so it is a chance of another person to transmit this disease, and it's very severe disease. We have to, so when we want to sneeze, we should cover our face with the hand or with something. Now we have to study about the pathogenicity. After being inhaled, microbacteria reach the alveoli, where they multiply in the pulmonary epithelium or macrophages. Within 2 or 4 weeks, many bacilli are destroyed by the immune system, but some survive and are spread by blood to extrapulmonary sites. The virulence of Mycobacterium tuberculosis resists with its ability to survive and grow within the host cell. The organism produces no demonstrable toxin. Disease formation. Initial phase primary tuberculosis is usually acquired the respiratory tract. Therefore, the initial lesion occurs in a small bronchiole or alveolus. The organelles are engulfed by a local mononuclear phagocytes, and their presence initiates an inflammatory reaction. However, because tubercle bacilli grow well in a phagocyte cell, the bacteria proliferate and are carried by lymphatic drainage to the lymph node and beyond to set up additional foci. The initial phase of the infection is usually mild or asymptomatic and result in exsidious lesion where fluid and polymorphic nucleus leukocytes accumulate around the bacilli. The specific immune response developed after 1 month, and this changes the character of the lesion. Cell-mediated immunity to Mycobacterium tuberculosis and hypersensitivity to its antigens not only confirm and enhance ability to localize the infection and curb growth of the organism, but also cause a great capacity to damage the host. Macrophages activity by specific T lymphocytes begin to accumulate and destroy the bacilli. Now, tubercle formation. The production granulomatous lesion that develops is known as tubercle. It consists of central area of the large multinucleate giant cell containing tubercle bacilli and a mid-zone of pale epithelioid cell and a peripheral corner of the fibroblast and mononuclear cell. Tissue damage is produced by a destruction of both bacilli and phagocytes, which result in a release of dehydrative enzymes and reactive oxygen species such as superoxide radicals. If the lesion arrests, the tubercle undergoes fibrosis and calcification, although viable but no proliferating organisms may persist. After alternative If the lesion breaks down, uh, the material is discharged and a cavity is created that can facilitate spread of the infection. The organisms are dispersed by the lymph of the bloodstream and can seed and lungs, regional lymph nodes, or various distant tissue such as liver, spleen, kidney, bone, or etc. In progressive state disease, one or more of the resulting tuberculosis may expand, leading to destruction of the tissue and clinical illness. For example, chronic tuberculosis, osteomyelitis, or tuberculosis meningitis. In the extreme instance, active tubercles develop throughout the body, a serious condition known as miliary tuberculosis. Thank you. This is my lecture about tuberculosis, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. In this lecture, I discuss about its transmission, disease, infection, and morphology. And I hope you gain some type of knowledge this about this disease. Thank you, and have a nice day.